right, well, I am still broken. I still have a busted leg, busted knee for quite some more months. So as I mentioned in my last video, I've kind of gotten into fly tying, and I figured with that new little hobby, I might as well try out some of those pre-made kits because I don't really know what I'm doing. So I actually jumped on board with POSTFLY again. I used to always get their flies in the mail just because I didn't know how to tie. I figured might as well change it up, and I guess they market them to, or not market them, they pick your flies based on the region and the time of year you're in. So I figured it, it'd help me out catch fish. Great flies usually. But they also do these fly tying kits. So this is the, I guess, either January or February one from POSTFLY. It is for a cased caddis. It comes with a little example fly right there and all the materials you need to, I guess, tie 12 of the flies. It also came with some leader, which I probably won't use just because I use furled leaders from Cutthroat leaders, which are absolutely awesome. Love those things. So I don't really use tapered leaders. I just use a Cutthroat leader and a bit of tippet on the end. And then it comes with, their little brochure thing. But yeah, so we are going to get this unpackaged, get these materials all set out, and we're going to tie up a cased caddis. All right, we're going to get started here with a size 8 long shank hook, and it's got a 3.8 black nickel, I guess, bead head, bead head on it. And what we're going to do here first is we're going to start with some soldering wire and wrap it up the shank just like this. We're going to leave a little bit of space because we're going to put some super glue in there. And once we get about that much on there, and then we are going to helicopter it off, which I'm not the greatest at. And then we're going to put a drop of super glue right in there. Oop, that was it right there. I'm going to push it on there. And while that cures up a little bit, I am going to finish that little spin around there. Super glue on the fingers, my worst nightmare, but it comes with hazards. I really shove that in there, let that super glue dry, and then we are going to use the brown thread that came with it and start a bit of a wrap right here behind the wire, if I can get a hold of it. Start building a thread base. To further secure that soldering wire. Build it up a little bit. Turn my fan off. I just realized that was going. I want to ruin all the audio. Snip that off right there. We're gonna wrap this thread up and down the shank a little bit, cover up some of that wiring. We're going to go just past the hook point here. And we are going to take our piece of chartreuse chenille that came with it. Not sure if you can see that, but it came in a little package like that. Got our chartreuse chenille. We're going to measure out about a hook shank's length back like that. Oops, that is a little bit too much, but we'll trim it up in a sec. And we're going to tie it in right there. tell, still a total noob at this. I'm real bad at keeping my things like chenille all lined up. It's okay, because we're gonna cover this up with some dubbing anyway. Snip off this excess right there. We're actually going to burn the tip of this to give it a nice natural looking point at the end. Burn up some of that synthetic. And next we are going to take our mallard flank, dark mallard flank right here, and we're going to take off some of the fuzzies here to about there on one side. Strip that off. Clean up some of that down a little bit. And what we're trying to do here is we're going to pick about 20 of these guys out like that. And I'm going to actually do it on this side. We're going to strip them off and hold them. Keep all those the same. And then we are going to wrap it over like that. Get them all. We want them to be about 3/4 of the way down past the tail. Get that nice and tied down. I'm going to snip off this excess here. There, and really secure this. Looks like we got some more excess, but we will cover that up with dubbing, so that's fine. We're going to bring it back to the bend of the hook, right there. And next we are going to tie in some copper wiring, which we're not going to quite start wrapping yet, but this is in preparation after we put the dubbing noodle on. What am I doing? Right there. So we're just gonna tie in this copper wiring, secure it down the shank a bit, and then we're going to bring it back. Make sure those are down right there. Yep. And then we are going to create a dubbing noodle with this brown Caddis dubbing. So I am not the greatest at creating dubbing noodles yet. I have not figured out exactly how those guys online twist this on here like this. It's not dubbing loop. We're not creating a loop. We're just creating what they said was a pretty thick, hefty dubbing noodle. And we're going to do some overlapping wraps down the shank up to the head. So we need probably about 3.5, 4 inches. If anybody's got suggestions, leave in the comments on how I can make better looking, more even looking dubbing noodles, because I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong here. But that's what we got. don't think it makes too much of a difference because I'm gonna kind of wrap it all messy anyway. So we want to do fatter at the back, tapering down towards the bead head, and we're really gonna brush this out anyway. Trim off a little bit of that mallard hair we got on here. Not that it matters. Just gonna really pinch this down. All right, now we are gonna take this copper wiring, we are going to wrap it in the opposite direction. I just realized I did it the wrong way, but it's okay. It's not like it matters. We are going to secure it here. And helicopter it off. Go. We're going to snug that down again. And we are going to do this deal, which I am terrible at. So again, if you got any suggestions on how I can be better at whip finishing, that would also be appreciated. Oh, and we snapped it off. Sweet. So we are going to throw some UV glue on here anyway. So we're going to do some UV glue to really finish it off here. All right, let's light it up. And once we get this cured, we are going to brush this out and give it a really buggy look. Let's make sure we get it nice and lit up. I don't actually have a dubbing brush yet, so we're going to use my beard brush, because why not? To really get it out there. I don't need my beard hair in there. And there we go. Got the cased Caddis fly done. All right, well that was the cased Caddis fly. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna keep tying these flies throughout the winter, and we're hopefully gonna get a lot better at this than where we're starting at right now. I think tonight I'm gonna give it another go at a much more complex fly, kind of a trout streamer. I'll probably tie a couple of those before I shoot a video on it, just because that's probably gonna be a lot more of an in-depth fly than I'm used to tying, but I'll definitely post some pictures of what I come up with after the first go around on all my social medias and stuff. So again, thanks for watching, and keep casting.